Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be here with me, Walter, at the workbench. So, I was, hmm, I was testing out planing with my ECE gents plane on this piece of eastern white pine, left-handed, and it's working okay. I just love the scent and aroma that we get off of eastern white pine. So that brings up the topic of conifers. Okay, aka softwoods, also known as needle bearing trees. Now, that's where your field guide to trees comes in handy because you can go out in the woods and say, gee, that's an interesting tree. Oh, that's a pine. Is it? Okay. So, what kind of pine is it? Is it a white bark pine? Is it a limber pine? Is it a foxtail pine? Is it a bristlecone pine? What kind of pine is it? All right. Eastern white pine, ponderosa pine, Jeffrey pine, a knobcone pine, a coulter pine, a digger pine, Apache pine, pitch pine, loblolly pine, longleaf pine. There's so many pines. Okay, they come under the Latin name of Pinus. Okay, they're in the Pinaceae family, is it? Pinus is the first part of their name. So, like Virginia pine is Pinus virginiana. Spruce pine is Pinus glabra, and so on. So, the point being, woods for our craft, don't overlook the conifers, okay? I mean, there are all sorts. I'm not going to write them all out. In construction timber, you have symbols on the board. It will say something like hem fir, HEM fir. That stands for hemlock or fir. That's what's supposed to be in that stack. Now, which hemlock, which fir, it can be anybody's guess. You might also see SPF, spruce pine fir. Spruce makes a nice construction lumber. Some pines do, but pine is really best in bigger timbers. And the fir makes a good construction timber. Now, over in Europe, I'm just going to say Europe because it goes in from the UK all the way into the Nordic countries, all the way down. It's kind of all over Europe. They have a wood that they call redwood. It's not redwood. It is a pine, and it's a pine that they like to work with. It's harder and more dense than eastern white pine, which we're used to here. And it actually is, in Germany they call it Kiefer, and in the UK they call it redwood. Other places in Europe they call it redwood, and it is actually Scots pine, Pinus sylvestris. So, also in construction, you're going to see larch, and you're going to see Douglas fir. You might see some western red cedar, but don't get me started on the cedar topic because it's not a cedar. There are no cedars in North America, period. Gets me a little upset. The western red cedars are in the thuja family, not cedrus, thuja. Here on the East Coast, we have eastern red cedar, aromatic red cedar. It's not cedar, it's a juniper, Juniperus virginiana specifically. But I digress. And then there's cypress, juniper, and yew, as well as redwood. And like I say, we have a lot of trees here we call cedar: eastern white cedar, eastern red cedar, western red cedar, and then all the other different quote unquote cedars, but they're not cedars. If you have this book, let me show you. Okay. Here we go. Port Orford cedar is not a cedar. Alaska cedar is not a cedar. Atlantic white cedar is not a cedar. Okay, so they are called that because of their resemblance to the cedars of Lebanon, which you will read about in the Bible. That's where the real cedars are, in that region over there. Actually, it's over there. This is only a tree guide of North America. I can't tell you too much more about any other tree at this point. So here's the thing. The main reason for this video is oftentimes we take any whitewood, even if it has reddish hue to it. Like in the knots, you have this reddish color. This is larch. You have sapwood and heartwood. We tend to call any white softwood pine. Okay, if it has an aroma to it and it has a scent of rosin, we call that smelling pine. But it could be balsam fir, it could be Douglas fir, it could be one version of Norway spruce, it could be Engelmann spruce, it could be any one of the spruces. Okay, so a little bit of viewer participation would be nice. Let me know if you have worked with a softwood, which you know which softwood it was: lolly pine, yellow pine, Scots pine, or if you know if it's Idaho pine. There's a pine that we brought in, and I can't remember the name of this one. We bring it in from overseas. I believe it comes from Australia. A lot of the really clear pine moldings that are 16-foot long and not a single knot, a lot of that is made from that other pine. It's not as durable as eastern white pine in the weather. So here's what I'd like to get some feedback from you. Now, can you plane those softwoods easily on edge, on face, and then what about on the end grain? Okay. Here's the piece of pine. I'm not sure what kind of pine this is. I'm not even sure where it came from. I think this came from overseas. But you see what happens when you cross cut it? It's rough, real rough. And can you take this to the shooting board and get a perfectly clean end grain? Taking a very fine cut. Okay? With a sharp knife or blade or carving tool or chisel, can you get a smooth end grain? Okay? If you can plane it on the face, on the edge, and on the end grain, that is a suitable wood for any sort of project. Okay? Because you can do all the tasks you want to do with that wood. Now, if you recall, we made the guppy out of larch. Okay? Larch looks and behaves a lot like Douglas fir. It has the harder growth rings. And so planing this end grain can be a bit tricky. I believe it can be done. I believe it can be done, but it is tricky. See what kind of tear out I'm getting? See that tear out? So you have to have everything super sharp. Yeah, it's still tearing out. Okay? Now it could be just this one piece of wood, but okay, so woods like spruce. If you've worked spruce, or fir, or hemlock, these can give you challenges when working end grain. Now, there are spruces that are ancient trees with like 30, 40 growth rings per inch. They use for guitars and other musical instruments. But I'm talking for our use. Let me know what you have used. Cypress, if you've used any of the other soft needle-bearing trees in your region, and if they give you a hard time planing on end grain, right? Because the only solution I know of is if you have a shooting board and you are having tear out on that wood on a shooting board, you need to make yourself a 90-degree block of wood and you stick on sandpaper and use sandpaper on the end grain. Yes, sandpaper to do the end grain. It's one of the things that works. So we can talk more about that another day. But that's about it for now. Let me know if you have used conifers, how you like them, how the cost is. I know there are some quote unquote cedars I would love to get in here, a few sample pieces. Yellow cedar. I would love some Port Orford cedar. A couple of those cedars from the West Coast, out in Washington State, have a very strong aromatic smell, especially if you find some of the older trees. Yeah, that's nice wood. Once again, this week, these videos are not being monetized. Let me know if you see any advertisements. They don't belong there. So like, subscribe, and share. Walter out.